A question that I get asked a lot by both my students and graduates is, how come a healing session worked last time, but not this time? And that's a good question. However, there isn't a singular answer because it depends completely on the situation's context, the who, the what, the when, and so on. So in saying that, I have brainstormed some reasons why it does and doesn't work, which might prove helpful to you working energy healers out there. The first reason is you've finally stopped. Stopping for a moment relaxes your body. When your body relaxes, your mind follows suit. Simply stopping your doing allows your entire self to rest and just be. That, in and of itself, is restorative enough to make a difference to many people. The second reason it works is because your body gets the signal to finally heal. As you're in that state of just being, that prolonged rest gives both your physical and energetic body the signal. It's time. Now that your energy isn't being burned up by moving, working, and doing things, it can point that energy inward and start healing. The third reason is because you gain mental space to let go. In this time when you've stopped, you're resting and you have the ability to let go of things which don't serve you anymore. Because your body has relaxed and begun healing, your mind takes note and wants to get in on the action too. Thus, the energy that you would have used to overthink things can finally be turned inwards towards your higher self, towards evolving yourself. The fourth reason is because you can now focus on what matters. Everything to this point allows for deeper clarity. Your physical body is resting. Its healing energy pointed towards areas that need the healing and regeneration. Your mind is exhaling, so you allow thoughts and worries to waft on by, giving it the breathing room it's been aching for. And at this point, it's so much easier to recognize what you should be focusing on, which are the positive solutions, and set those intentions accordingly. The fifth reason is because you're working with compounding energy. In this state, you've not just allowed that universal life force energy to come to and through you, but you're compounding its effects. Your physical body is finally using that freed up energy to heal. Your mind is exhaling, allowing for greater clarity in your life. Then you begin to focus on healing, positive, loving, and productive intentions and affirmations, and all of this compounds. More focus equals greater results, but keep in mind that does work both ways. The sixth reason is that you ignite your inner ability to heal. It didn't take something special to do all this. It simply took you to finally stop and focus on what you desire. You now have reconnected to the power you've always had, and you can always go back, reopen, and reconnect to it whenever you need. And the seventh reason this works is because you are pure loving energy. With everything said and done, energy is everything. Everything is energy. Energy is changeable, movable in all directions. Life happens to all of us. We experience both the good and the bad, but it's our choice to recognize the negative, acknowledge that it exists, but then let it go. And when we do this, we amplify our ability to sit in the glory of our true selves, which is love, and allow it to finally flow. When in a Reiki or energy healing session, you're likely to hit all these states of being, and when you do, they all compound into one another, which provides the glorious springboard for continued healing. However, why it seems not to work are for all the same reasons, but in the inverse. The first reason it won't work is because you don't stop. By always and constantly going, doing, pushing through, you're allocating all your energy to sustain whatever it is you're doing. Your body doesn't relax. It either hits exhaustion or fatigue. So when the energy can finally focus on healing, it starts behind the eight ball, so to speak. It's just trying to keep up, keep you from falling apart. It doesn't have enough energy to then leap beyond that. The second reason? You don't rest. Similar to what I just said, since there's not a significant time allotted for actual rest, your physical and energetic body are just making do. It's lucky if it can just keep things together. The third reason is that you allow your mind to get crowded. Again, Since you haven't stopped or begun resting, your mind doesn't either. It just keeps going and going like the rest of you. And by overthinking or constantly being mentally engaged with something, the breathing space your inner self needs never surfaces. The fourth reason is you don't focus on what matters. Everything to this point allows for shallow behaviors and little to no clarity. As such, you focus on whatever's put in front of you at that moment, whipsawing back and forth between whatever headline or sensational topic is out there. At this point, it's incredibly easy for you to focus on negativity. Thus, your intentions set themselves accordingly, which is what you're focused on, which is the negative. The fifth reason is that you will resist or deny your truth. In this state, you're closed off and unwilling to see anything that could possibly help you in your situation. You'll be able to conjure up some excuse as to why a solution won't work or how that method isn't good, and so on. All of this resistance then compounds. More focus on the negative equals greater negative results. But remember, this also works in the other way too. Now, the sixth reason it doesn't seem to work is because you distrust your abilities. You think it takes something special to truly heal. You've lost confidence that your incredible physical body knows what it's doing, and you also don't believe in your higher energetic self. You've handed over your confidence to disempowering beliefs. And the final reason that it doesn't seem to work is because you've forgotten that everything is the same thing. By this point, all your focus is on what you don't want, and there is no belief in yourself. Thus, you forgot that everything is energy, and that energy is changeable and movable again in all directions. And you forgot that just as you can move from the good to the bad, you can move from the bad to the good. Now, when you combine any of these negative items with the positive ones, loving Reiki and energy healing sessions appear to either not work or not work well. And it's true to an extent because when the negative mixes into your focus, your efforts won't have the same impact as if they would if you were just working in the positive states of being. Keep in mind though, even with the negative items mixed in, so long as you have some attention on the positive points, it's still working. But you're doing things which are counterproductive for it to gain any significant traction. It would be like you working out every day, but then eating really fattening, unhealthy meals. You're still gaining benefit from the workouts, but your progress appears slow or even backward because you're doing something else which is working against it. In sum, energy healing always works. It's the only healing we have. How impactful and significant the outcomes are and how aligned they are with your goals comes completely down to how you balance yourself between those positive and negative points I just discussed. I hope you do your best to always stay focused on big love. There will be times when it's hard and times when you just can't, and that's okay. But remember, whenever you can, come back to love.